Before we drop into the seventh seal and the seventh trumpet and the seventh vial, we'll go into the reasons why Rome and likewise the USA and Babylon the Great will fall and is fallen. So why did Rome fall? Why is America and the whole European system falling apart? Right now, many people can feel it. You feel it. It's happening. It's unbuckling. It's about to fall apart. Why? Why do nations collapse and fall? When do powerful nations hit the bricks? Let's compare what caused ancient Rome, a once very powerful nation, to fall. Then let us package this together with the United States. The U.S. was built and patterned after ancient Rome, and will be fallen in much the same way. And here, this video and the next, will list out 8 reasons Rome fell, and we'll just see if America's decline resembles the past. We are sharing the reasons why Rome fell according to website history.com as the source. The first reason was because of invasions by barbarians. What exactly are barbarian tribes and are barbarians? As a noun, a barbarian is a person from an alien land, culture, or group that is believed to be inferior, uncivilized, or violent. That definition is primarily used in historical references. A second definition states a person who is rude, crude, uneducated, and uncivilized. The adjectives for the word are much the same. Additional definitions remark barbarian as a foreigner, non-Greek, living outside the Roman Empire, or one not living in a Christian province. Well, lowly looked upon nations, whom the Romans termed barbaric, kept invading and perhaps attempting to retake their own lands. Nevertheless, this is one of the reasons Rome fell. A second reason that Rome was fallen centered around economic troubles and an over-reliance on slave labor. Rome had a severe financial crisis. They were constantly in wars, overspending, and to finance these wars, they had to mandate oppressive taxation. They printed money excessively, which produced harsh and deep inflation on their currency. This widened the gap between the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. In the hope of avoiding the taxman, many members of the wealthy classes had even fled to the countryside and set up independent fiefdoms or fiefdoms. A fiefdom is an area over which someone exercises control as or in the manner of a feudal lord. At the same time, the empire was rocked by a labor deficit. Labor deficit. Rome's economy depended on slaves to till its field and work as craftsmen. And its military might had traditionally provided a fresh influx of conquered peoples that they could put to work. But when expansion ground to a halt in the 2nd century, Rome's supply of slaves and other war treasures began to dry up. Euphrates drying up. Just from the first 2 reasons alone, we can see striking similarities to the conflicts plaguing the United States, the European Union, and even the Russian Federation today. Primarily, the United States, they have strongholds or lands where they have military bases, and they are now being escorted out of these countries. They have economic issues, owing over $20 trillion in debt, which they have absolutely no plan to repay. The U.S. has been in constant wars, raising taxes on anyone earning over $100,000 a year. And they print money excessively, causing inflation and widening the gap between the rich and the poor. Artificial intelligence has taken jobs, and the current worldwide plague, or the desolating sickness, has also taken away most servitude, slave labor type jobs. The uber rich have moved their money offshore and purchased islands or farmlands to protect themselves and their wealth. With more and more people going into business for themselves without taking loans, this massive exodus from the job force is causing the workforce, or the slave market, to dwindle. This hurts the national economic system, which was set up with secret combinations to extract money from the laborers and put the money in the hands of the sleazy rich or the government. Over time, this collapses the system. As it did in ancient Rome, so it is doing so in the modern day United States of America. Shall we be brief with the remaining 6 ways Rome fell? Number 3 is the rise of the Eastern Empire. This is nearly identical to our climate today. The U.S. is the West, and the rise of the Eastern empires today would point to Russia and China. Isn't the U.S. gravely concerned with the rise and the potential domination of China, both economically and even militarily? A bully is always concerned when the bullied has the upper hand. Will they do to us what we have done to them? They think.